1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the 7 Awesome Wizard Show, a show that is the best show. It isn't really quite a show, it's just us talking to the camera for 3 to 4 minutes. That was my sub puppet from last week. Yeah, something horribly went wrong with my computer for the past week. My album didn't even come out on the same day that it was supposed to, which really broke my heart. And then I was supposed to play a little online show type thing, but then I didn't get a chance to fix the computer. Anyway, this week we're supposed to be discussing our favorite album covers, or covers that we wish we had done ourselves. And so that was kind of hard for me to do because I don't really have any albums. All of my albums are on my computer, and I just download the album art to go along with it. So that was a little bit difficult for me, but I still found some covers that I really enjoyed, as well as just CD art that I thought was just absolutely phenomenal, and just really like grasped the essence of the music and that band. And so here we go. My favorite one that I'm going to talk to you about now is going to be Wizard Rock for Social Justice. The album here is completely awesome. If you don't have it, you should. It's pretty cool. It has like some really neat line art on there. It looks kind of old and dingy. It's really cool, and it's basically a compilation album of mogul bands as well as Wiz Rock bands that have come together and, you know, raised a little awareness. And I really like the actual like CD art as well. I think that Wizard looks a little tweaked out, but that's okay. It happens, you know, magic mushrooms or something, I don't know. The next one that I really like is Thomas and Finnegan's album, Wands at the Ready, because when you open it up, it's like this little cartoon of them making a W with their wands and guitars, and I think it's really cute, and the fact that it's hand-drawn is even better. I think it's really nice to see people doing that kind of DIY feel. That's where Wiz Rock had its roots, you know, and so I really like it. It looks like something that they did at their house, and that's what really matters. They save money, they save time, they still got their sound out, and kudos to them. The next album that I really like is the Diagon Alley album, titled Diagon Alley, or Pop Songs for Moguls, I think actually that it's called. It's really neat. I picked this one up at Rockstock this past year. I was completely blown away by Diagon Alley. They're absolutely amazing. I think I actually peed a little bit during their set. But it has this really neat wax seal on it, and it's kind of like stamped on there, all their songs that they had. I think that it may have been wrapped in twine when I got it, but I just kind of tore it open, and I needed to get to the music as fast as possible. So now on to the things that I have done. The things I've done are not great, they're not spectacular, they're not beautiful or creative in any sort of way, but they have a love story behind them, and that's what really matters. Right? Right, so on to it. So I'm, you know, on my way to my very first show ever. We are preparing, you know, all the CDs and random merch and things for the show. And that's where I met Kelly. So, Kelly, one of those directions. So, on my way to my very first show, in preparation for my very first show, I decided that I'd like to have a little demo CD come out. So, in preparation for my very first show, which is last summer, I believe, I decided that, you know, we should have some kind of demo available at the show that people could take home. It sucks when you go to a band, you know, a show, and you're like, oh my gosh, that band was so awesome, which totally isn't me. You're like, it's so awesome, yet, you know, when you go up to their table, they're like, oh, you know, we don't have anything, and so I didn't want it to be one of those situations. And so we wrote all the songs, we recorded them, and then we decided we're going to print out little CD labels, you know, kind of do it El Cheapo, and lo and behold, we couldn't get the printer to work, which really sucked, because this is all the night before, and then we have a 7-hour drive until the show. And on the way to the show, we're like sitting there in the car and trying to figure out how we're gonna like make it look. So we had no earthly idea how to do any of this, and we like burned all these CDs, and then we're like, well, what are we supposed to do with them? So when we get to the venue, we go to the bar that's in like the same little area, and we spread out all these CDs, and then we draw on the actual album. That is our actual handwriting there. Isn't that beautiful? Not very creative, but it's still really cool. I mean, it's like a little, Deathly Hollow symbol. Brian came up with that, actually. I thought it was a really clever idea. He drew that symbol. Next CD that I decided to come out with for myself, because I finally got some more songs recorded. Woohoo! And I was trying to come up with an idea for it, but I really, really couldn't. And all of my ideas were inside of this little spiral notebook. And so I was just like, well, I'll just turn the notebook into the cover for the CD. Woohoo! So that's what I did. And looks a little something like this. So yeah, it's all fancy. It's supposed to look like a spiral notebook, but it looks more like a staticky TV screen. Not very creative, but it's still really cool. Quick spell on ruled. It's called Magic 101, so I tried to make it look as much like a notebook as I could, with all of the little doodles and bits, because like on the CD it's supposed to look like notebook paper, but I know you really can't see that. I spent most of a couple semesters ago writing songs when I should have been studying, which is why I'm not in school this semester. Stay in school. And my most recent CD is called Good to See You, Wallenby, and it is out now, so be happy and praise the technological gods that I actually finished something when I said that I was. Woohoo! Oh, that looks kind of cool, look. Like a mohawk. So punk rock. So the cover for the Good to See Wallenby, as you may or may not know, I am a really big anime fan, just absolutely huge, just disgusting at times. And I really liked some of the scenes, like when I would read different Japanese comics, dynamic scene. Just a bunch of still photos and the wind is blowing and, cherry blossoms are flying through the air. Shots of the protagonist and he's there and arch enemy is in the background and he's like, you will fight me, Yusuke. And Yusuke's like, no, I will not fight you. And then they fight and it's really, really cool. So I wanted to get that kind of feel, but in the album. But yeah, I don't have a hand printed copy, but so check it out and see if you like it and let me know what you think. So, question comment of the day. What is the craziest thing that you have done right before Wrock Show in preparation to see your favorite band? So just leave me a comment below and I'll post up the best comments for next week. It's going to be awesome. Woo! Magic mushrooms.